Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Wanna-Bes podcast, where we're wannabe filmmakers who, go watch movies and review them so you don't have to. Or so you can go see them, whichever one. Whichever way you end up deciding. But, guys, if you are new here, I am Morgan, and this is my fantastic co-host, Dreaded.
What up?
All right, well, guys, tonight we are going to be diving into none other than a live-action film of a cult classic, which, some of you may know the name He-Man. I mean, you probably know it better than Dred and I do. But we are actually reviewing none other than the 2026 film Masters of the Universe. So this just came out on June 5th here in the United States. So we're going to dive into it. We're going to talk about it. But I want to forewarn all of you. I know Masters of the Universe and like He-Man and everything from like the memes and little clips. I may have seen an episode here or there, but I never got the chance to really dive into and consume and enjoy what is He-Man and Masters of the Universe. And I think Dreaded, you're kind of in the same line, right?
Pretty much. I don't know nothing other than Skeletor, the memes, and the I
Yeah.
have the power.
Yeah.
Other than that, I know nothing. So
That's
this is a
basically where I'm at
blind
too.
review.
Yeah, so just so you guys know, be kind to us. We're like He-Man and Masters of the Universe newbies reviewing this with no really additional context. So, let that be known if you're a big fan of it. Or a fan of the
If we say
franchise.
something bad or something, feel free to correct us.
Yeah, please. And if you have background info to give us, give it to us, please. We appreciate it.
And don't be mean, or I'll hammer you. Just saying.
An option for sure. All right, everybody, let's talk about budget and box office and the reception of it before we dive into our own opinions. So, real quick, the budget of this film is an estimated 170 to 200 million US dollars. But how did it do in box office? So, in the United States and Canada, Masters of the Universe was released alongside Scary Movie and is projected to gross 30 to 35 million from 3,677 theaters in its opening weekend. Because I cannot talk. Dreaded, you can talk about Scary Movie at the end of the show.
Yeah, I completely forgot about that.
I did too. I saw your face. I'm like, Dreaded has seen it. I have not seen Scary Movie yet, but Dreaded will give you a quick little mini review at the end of the show for it. So if you want to hear about it, stay tuned. All right. So looking at Masters of the Universe, it was expected to gross 30 to 35 million from 3,677 theaters in its opening weekend. The film made 11.7 million on its first day, which includes 4.4 million from Thursday night previews. It went on to debut to 29.3 million, finishing second for the weekend behind Scary Movie, which honestly doesn't surprise me. Only because Scary Movie was a big deal for lots of people, like this man right here in this call with me. So, runtime I think was 2:12, 2 hours and 12 minutes.
Yes, it was. I remember this one.
Yeah, so Dreaded. Where do you want to start tonight? Where do we want to start this discussion?
Well, considering that this film released June 5th and we are 5 days in, do you think that box office can get up there actually?
Like to its sorry. Well, I have the as of currently. So my current number is as of June 7th. So we're still 3 days behind.
Oh, okay, never mind.
But with that being said, it has grossed 34.7 million in the United States and Canada and 24.7 million in other territories. So currently it is sitting at a worldwide total of 59.4 million. Do I think it is going to break even off of box office? I don't think so. Maybe the only reason I say I don't think so is because it has, sadly, a massive amount of movies to contend with. This year, 2026's year of movie releases for the summer and into like the holiday season is nuts. We have a stacked year of movies, so I don't think it's going to break even. It's going against Scary Movie. People are still going out and seeing the last few extended showings that they've been doing of Project Hail Mary. We have Mandalorian and Grogu is out. We have Deception Day coming up, which I cannot wait for that one. I think that's this weekend.
Is that Steven Spielberg one?
Yeah, with the aliens.
Oh, yeah. I remember that. Okay.
I want to see that.
I actually might catch that one too.
Please. Anyway, because then I can review it.
There you go.
Obsession is doing fantastic at the box office, which I saw that last week. It is wild. It is a wild ride. And then we also have another one that's
Backrooms.
doing great is Backrooms. So, it has a lot to go against. I think if it was like the quieter months, I think maybe it could have. How did the escape rooms do? I have not seen it yet. I really want to go see it in theaters. But to answer your question, let me pull
Yeah,
up. Oh, thank you.
I got it. Yeah, I got it here right now. Budget on. I'm just gonna do this really quickly.
Mhm.
Budget on Backrooms was 10 million. Box office so far is 216.3 million. So yeah, Backrooms is taking off pretty good,
Now,
and it
fun
is the
fact.
second highest grossing film, second highest grossing horror film of
Yes.
2026.
Fun fact about that too. The director is only 20 years old, and he is the youngest uh film director to ever have a like massive #1 weekend. So youngest director ever.
Also, before we continue, shout out to you, Katie, for being a mod. Shut up.
Yes, thank you. One year
Shout
of
out
mod
for being a mod for
anniversary.
1 year. And
Woot
also shout
woot.
out to Kane Parsons, aka Kane Pixels, for his. I mean, I'm not a big fan of the Backrooms itself, but his Backrooms work on YouTube was really good. And major shout out to his Attack on Titan work, which is the reason I'm actually a fan of him.
Nice, nice. Yeah, I really want
But
to
we
see the
should,
movie.
but we shouldn't start, getting into a Backrooms discussion because we got to talk about, Masters of the Universe.
We
So,
do, we do. So where do you want to start?
well, I think a good place to start is what I was getting into, what I was thinking about the box office, because I'm wondering. Uh, has this movie been marketed at all?
Okay, I
Like
will say
other than a couple trailers?
yeah. Yeah. eh, eh. For me, who is someone who is out there consuming media, I saw trailers for it, and obviously I go to the movie every single week, so I saw the trailers at the movie theaters. But honestly, I don't really think the marketing budget was as big as it could have been. I think there could have been more. I think, especially knowing that they were going against what they were going against. On, for example, just on like on marketing alone, I know recently back on May 19th, a drone light show produced by Amazon over Los Angeles happened to promote the film set. Wow, my goodness. And the film actually set a new Guinness World Record for the largest drone light show. But other than like their few trailers and I feel like the light show, it's been really, really soft marketed. And I think that is not good for it.
Yeah, I mean, shoot. Honestly, I could get into a whole thing about movie marketing nowadays because this is something I've been thinking about
Mhm.
for the past few days. Considering that a certain MCU film has not released a trailer yet, what the fuck are you guys doing? But that's an episode for a different day, and not even a review. Just talking about the state of cinema in general today. But
Roundtable discussion about the state of cinema? Oh man, one day.
shit. So I mean, I was also worried, thinking to myself, like, other than the fact that it wasn't marketed enough to, I wonder if, Masters of the Universe just doesn't have enough gas to, like, get people excited. Because it's an older property that hasn't had much, steam for a very, very long time, minus some memes. So that also like, got me thinking, maybe something's as cool it could be to adapt some, old classics, or maybe someone's passion. Sometimes things might be a little bit beyond its time at a point. And I think I'm like worried. I wonder if Masters of the Universe is one of those things, actually.
I don't know if that's really I mean, I there was some really excited like kids at the end of that theater that was zooming around the theater ready to go and be their own version of He-Man. Like I do think it has a market. I do think it has a place in this day and age, but there is also I feel like some people have been kind of burned by these higher CGI budgeted films as of late because we have seen, I feel like, a pretty large drop in quality of them. It could also be like because there's so many other movies out right now that are massive. This just maybe one like, you know what? I'll go catch it on streaming because the other ones I want to see on the big screen more. It could be a factor of that too.
Maybe so. Okay, well that's that. That's that. That where the hell is my words at?
Not you too.
Whatever. That's that discussion. Okay, I just wanted to get that out there before we started driving into the actual movie itself.
Sure, sure.
Okay, so I guess we're gonna start with overall. How do we feel about the movie? And I want you to go first, actually.
Yeah. So honestly, I went in, I saw the trailer and I was like, you know what? From the trailer, I was like, this looks better than I thought it was going to. Just from the trailer alone, right? So I was like, all right, I'll give it a time of day. And went into it, and I think I liked it more than I was expecting it to. Uh, I do have this interesting thing with it though, because there's a lot of tropes in it that are both, I think, for good and bad. I think sometimes they lean too heavily on the tropes and too much on some of the humor, where other times the humor really works, especially when I think of like the memes and the clips I've seen. So it's an interesting like enigma for me, because I there are things that like I wish they did better, but overall I was laughing and I was having a good time with it. And
There
maybe
you
I
go.
was able to do that even more so because I really don't know He-Man. I don't know a lot of the source material.
Gotcha.
So how did you feel?
See, See, what you said about how you went into the film with low expectations and like
I wouldn't say
you
low
saw the
low,
trailer.
but
Okay, well, like and you saw the trailer, thought that might actually be fun.
medium.
I was in the same boat as you
Okay.
actually.
Okay.
Only difference is it's not really bad. Just
Hmm.
I don't love it really.
Okay.
And I think a big problem for me is listen, He-Man fans out there, I need you to do me a favor. Is he really that dumb in like the OG source material? Because his like himboism was really getting on my nerves to a point. It really, really was. Now, but
Now, I will say I did do a little I like watched a couple other reviews who of people who actually know He-Man more than we do. And
mhm,
this is not the first iteration where he goes to Earth and like then comes back kind of thing. But there is definitely what I've heard differences from other iterations of He-Man. Some like
mhm,
largely noticeable differences. Don't know if that is like to like the dumb factor that you're talking about, but
yeah.
um and I see the thing is I don't really find He-Man dumb. I find him oversimplified. I think they took his like cuz I do think there's a moment even that the priestess says like you had like he's really empathetic, and I sadly think that they took this really beautiful empathy this character could have had and cheesed it up and simplified it too much, because in on Earth they made him an HR person who just
How did you
who's
get that
also
job?
bullied to shit, made fun of, whatever, wants to get home, and no one will believe him that he's from where he's from. So I think sadly he may come off dumb at times because of how they oversimplified certain traits that are supposed to be really important to his character.
Maybe so. You're not wrong there. I just don't. I just did not like that half the time. Now I'm not against him being an empathetic man and things like that. I actually think that was some good arc, a very good arc for him as well, knowing what it takes to, I guess in this case, be a man. It's not always about like glorifying the battles and stuff like that. It's about defending those you care about and everything. That's fine. I like that. I like those lessons,
Yeah, which
and it's
I
actually a
did hear
good.
the 1980s cartoon was like basically their whole thing was like it was meant to sell toys. And so
Yeah,
they kept the storylines really like really basic, highly repetitive, but they always had like a kind of like wholesome moral of the story to it. And I kind of concede that kind of being portrayed through like these life lessons, which I liked
that's
a
good.
lot of the life lessons they were teaching. A lot of them are really good. Maybe not
Yeah,
always like there were moments there were certain characters I loved their moments. Like if we're getting into like just to drop the name real quick, I loved Idris Elba's character being kind of that figure.
well,
I have my
I
quarrels also with, Duncan and our, you know, arm of the king or whatever the hell he's called. But yeah.
yeah, whatever it is. But going back to his empathetic state and everything like that, like I don't mind that at all. But my God, sometimes I just get to a point where I'm like, there's a time and a place to try those tactics. This is not the time. Please fight back or do something that's not trying to get out of a fight in this manner of way. Like for God's sakes, please get on with it.
Yeah, I
And
feel
I'm
like
not
that's
trying to be
just
the
them trying to like play back to like that cheesy, like wholesome moral of the story kind of thing that the cartoons did maybe.
Maybe so, but just time and place, please. God damn it. That was so happy when you just like started feeling like, oh, thank God. Okay, now we can move forward instead of this, what I'm calling the cringe humor, which is not my brand of humor. I just can't. And this movie has a lot of it with how Mr. Adam tries to handle situations.
I
But
didn't mind
well, at
it.
least admit, I will at least admit this though. What's his name? Nicholas. How the hell do you say his last name?
I think
Galitzine. Wait,
I think it's Galitzine or
Galitzine.
Galitzine.
I'm gonna say Galitzine. Nicholas Galitzine, like he's definitely playing him well. If I'm getting this worked
I
up over it.
agree. So real quick, out of the like entire like main cast that we get, right?
Hmm.
I only have problems with two, like major problems with two, and they happen to be like the most forefront women, sadly, of the storyline. I have problems with Tila, yeah, because it wasn't. I always want to say Tila, but Tila and fucking what's her name? Hold on, I'm scrolling the IMDb real quick.
Evelyn.
Evelyn. I have
Yeah.
issues with both of them.
Oh, so do I. Well, yeah, we're gonna get into that, and we'll get into that actually. But what's worth Adam, aka He-Man? Hey, he ain't bad. Yes,
Honestly,
he ain't bad.
Adam slash He Man, especially when you see him finally get into his He Man form and he starts going all out and he's having fun with it too, right? He's kind of
Hmm.
like that fun underdog, and everybody loves a good underdog. And so he
Absolutely.
like there's moments I feel like some of his simplification can be really really relatable, and then other parts of it I think is just simplicity for the sake of
Simplicity.
simplicity. Yeah, to be honest with you.
Or you just love Underdog. Oh yeah, I forgot about Underdog. I actually forgot that's actually an old cartoon. So Adam, cool, but God, you get on my nerves with your, I guess, simple ass nature, which I'm calling you idiot. And what you mentioned Idris Elba as Duncan, aka Man at Arms.
Thank you, Man
But
at Arms. That was good.
you can't go wrong with Idris Elba for real. You
No,
really can't.
so I loved Idris Elba, especially like when we get the very beginning, and I cannot wait. I love the beginning of this film. Kind of
Same
like the
actually.
world setting, the world building, like kind of this is his origins and where he started. Like that, I was like, I could enjoy just all of this, just like right here in this world. It was the actors did great. You know, there was a lot of emotion being conveyed there. Duncan was giving him shit for being weak, but then would also be like this unexpected, like almost like in a weird way, like father figure, while his when his father, the king, wasn't being the right type of father for him.
Mhm.
And I am sad that they wove the trope of him after failing, doing like the drunken man, like like has been drunken guy. I kind of like, come on, we had to go that route. We had to do this trope with Duncan.
I didn't like it either. I will at least admit he did get a laugh out of me or two, but yeah, I wasn't a fan of having to go in that direction either.
But because he was that way, we got the best heart to heart of the entire movie is just between him and He-Man, between him and Adam. And
Fair
because
enough.
resolutions we should have had with him and his daughter never happened, even though the movie told us they did. I never felt like it was ever truly resolved.
Yeah.
I feel like
Very good point there. Come on now,
Tila was
movie.
just being a fucking like she was like slash like disappointed slash embarrassed of her father, but also like not understand, like in a weird way, both kind of is aware of the pain he's going through and the failure he's feeling, but also being completely oblivious to it at the same time.
See, I didn't get too mad at her for that to agree because
I
I was
did.
just looking at her. That's fair. I don't
But
know.
I
I was
found her
looking at it.
character annoyingly aloof the entire, like she was so aloof at points. I'm like, bitch, are you working for Skeletor? Am I gonna get this twist? Because like you're really annoying me. Like I just feel like I feel like for a character who was like supposed to be like the better version of her father, she had no heart.
Yeah. She just. I mean, I don't know if I was gonna use the word aloof. I was gonna use the word. Just not
Plain,
fully in it.
bland,
Yeah. Yeah, I think bland is the best word to say. And I don't know if
all
that's
of the
necessarily
above.
for her writing or if that's Camila Mendez's performance, actually. And that's a shame because I do like Camila,
It
considering.
could even be both. It could be what
Yeah,
the
maybe.
director wanted. It could be the writing. It could have just been, yeah. I don't know. Like she's not a bad actress. She is good at what she does, but I just didn't feel it. I didn't feel like Tila was really. invested into what was going to happen and what they were working towards.
I just don't think that this would. Maybe the thing is too is that this role isn't the type of role that Camila Mendez would like do or should do. Now, I'm not trying to say actors and actresses can't like break out into a different type of role, but
Sure.
sometimes there is a type of role that maybe don't really fit you, or you need more experience to do this. Because I'm gonna be real, I don't watch a lot of her movies or anything like that because I know her best from Riverdale, and as far as I'm concerned, I don't think she's really done action movies at all for real. And th- was she actually in I Know What You Did Last Summer? Oh my god, no, she was not. I think she had to step down from that. Never mind. I had her to Wikipedia up real quick.
Yeah.
But as far as I'm concerned, don't see a movie here that screams I do action movies.
Sure.
So maybe that could be it too. And while we're talking about disappointing characters, I mean, we were also thinking about Evelyn, which I'm gonna be real, that's a great name. I love that name.
It's like Evelyn, but Evelyn. It is. It's
Exactly.
quirky. It's fun. It fits with like the whole Skeletor vibe. Um,
I ain't gonna lie. I think I like it a lot too, strictly because I used to watch Ned's Declassified on Nickelodeon, and
mhm.
that joke was used for a character named Evelyn.
Oh, cute.
Yeah.
So she's played by Allison Brie, which I know Allison Brie very well from her role in Community, and it was very interesting to see, more of like that sweeter. Like I know she's also really well known in Glow. I just personally haven't watched Glow, but
Mhm.
it's very interesting to see her like Annie Edison from Community being this evil like witch sorceress person. I wasn't ever sold on her. Like if we wanted to have like creepy I'm into Skeletor vibes, sell it harder for me. Like at one point, like when he was like grabbing her and it was kind of like that weird skin burning thing he does with his hand, like if she's into it and is like a masochist, I'm okay with it if you just make it more believable. But then like there's moments where she's annoyed with him, which don't get me wrong, I kind of get it. They kind of like give that persona for Skeletor where he's kind of like, "Oh my god." That he's just like such a showman. To an annoying doesn't, kind of anyway. I just there was moments too where she had this weird side glance where like it felt like she had her own motives that we never
Mhm.
see happen.
See, what I was getting out of that is someone who like maybe has some feelings for Skeletor, even though they don't go super into that and stuff like that. But Skeletor is such a dick half the time that she is being mistreated, and you can see like
100%.
she does not like it, but isn't like stepping up to him or anything like that because Skeletor is rather powerful and
No,
everything
I
like
did
that.
not
Too.
want a full on like romance happening between the two of them. The movie did not need that.
I
And
don't think I would have hated it if it wasn't important. If that's what I'm saying.
yeah, yeah. And I agree. You're right, Kitty. Skeletor is a showman. She was just getting points like, "Oh my god, this fucking guy doesn't know when to stop."
But he's the greatest showman, though, and this is the greatest show.
Oh. Anyway.
I still have to watch that movie.
Oh, it's so good, dude.
I will get
Anyway,
to it.
it's definitely up there as one of my favorites. Um so
Well,
I didn't dislike Evelyn, but I also felt like there could have been more, not necessarily more depth, but even just I feel like more. Oh, I'm blanking on the word that I want to use. I think there just could have
yeah,
been more of her and more like presence from her.
maybe so. Um, I mean, I like her performance as Evelyn, and truth be told, is I don't really hate this character in this movie or nothing like that. I mean, I think I like her more so than Tila,
Same.
but
I will give you
but I
that.
will still,
I will give you
yeah,
that.
but I still will at least say like maybe there's more to be desired here, or maybe there's an arc hidden somewhere in this movie or in her facial performance whenever she's
Yeah.
mistreated by
And
Skeletor that we're not getting.
I've heard a couple people say that this ran a little too long, where I actually didn't have issues with the pacing. But for me, there was moments where I felt like, man, something I feel like got cut out of here in post. Like there's the moment where they crash and they're like having kind of like a heart to heart, and like then like the whole Skeletor like your parents are alive, bring me the sword moment in the sky. Like I felt like there was just kind of like, all right, for the sake of moving on, we moved on where, like, there could have been, like, "All right, let's rest up and go first thing in the morning," or there could have just been more. I feel like there was moments that were just cut out, obviously.
hard to say because I was actually with the other majority, but that's because I didn't love this movie as much as like there were points I was like, get on with it. And I even thought it was kind of, I don't know, like I said, I don't like cringe humor. So when,
Mhm.
Adam and Tila are having their little moment and then he gets friend zoned, I was sitting there in my VIP seat just like, oh God, please stop. Please stop. Oh God, he's getting close. Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it. And then his friends, I'm like, oh. And then like I had my hand over my eyes in my head, just like, oh, for God's sakes. And then all of a sudden it was nighttime and Skeletor was in the sky. I was like, whoa, where'd the sun go? So
Yeah, it literally just felt like there was a cut. To be fair, like in that spot, like we were kind of like, and all right, on to the next beat, rather than like more of a seamless transition. More of a, I just feel like there was probably some good dialogue in some areas that were cut out for the sake of the runtime.
So I guess I wasn't crazy on that. Now we mentioned him a lot, and I think we got to talk about him because I will say out of everything in this movie that was great, oh man, Skeletor was a
I
riot.
never thought I would say truly, like without like any like malice, Jared Leto did such a good job.
He actually did. He
Like
really
a
did
lot of
actually.
like and you know what part of it too I think that helps is we don't ever see Jared Leto's face because like
Yeah.
he is completely CG'd. Like they did rigging, and I will say the rigging work they did to animate Skeletor's face was fantastic. I adored the expressions that we got to see on that man.
I yeah. I love that he has that edge to his design, but it's also kind of
He's also
campy,
like a
kind of like
weird
in
like
forget.
buff daddy at the same time.
I know, right? And
Oh my god,
he's got those
him
expressions.
in the gym scene with the Nike outfit was sent me so hard.
I looked at like, what the
I loved
like
it. I was
it was
dying.
that's a weird scene to think because I was like, oh, what the hell? But at the same time, it was working with him just messing with him in his head. I'm like,
It was
somehow
working
that
so
was
well.
funny, but at the same time, this is also like really like, damn, you're really fucking with him here.
Mm.
And like, I think when it comes to performance too, I like that. So again, I don't know much about He-Man, but I know Skeletor is kind of a bit of a goof.
I was gonna say, I actually,
He's
out
like
of anything He-Man related, I know the most about Skeletor because of all the clips I've seen of Skeletor.
exactly like he's a bit of a goof, but I like that this movie like he's still a goof, but he's
Yeah,
also an intimidating goof if he be real.
I,
Because
when
let's
he
be real.
when he wants to get real and get serious, he immediately switches to like, all right, well, I'm gonna fuck you up.
Mm-hmm.
Like, and I love that. Like, it is a very fun balance of like quirky
Camp.
showman to and kind of campiness to then like, but I am the villain and I can do
Exactly.
villain shit.
He had the aura. The one issue I will say about it is there were some points in the dialogue where I was like, "What did he just say?"
Oh, I can kind of see that, I guess.
Yeah,
You
at
need
some point,
turn the subtitles on.
yeah, there were points where like, wait, what did he just say? I don't know. But yeah, design was great. Jared Leto does a great job portraying Skeletor.
Probably one of
I
the
know. I
best Jared Leto like roles in a really really long time.
maybe so. Maybe so. I mean, I don't watch everything he's in, but
Same.
what was I gonna? Yeah, I can probably see a lot of He-Man fans probably having a problem with his voice because it's more deeper than Skeletor in the cartoons, which is much more
See,
higher.
I liked the deeper voice.
So do I. It reminds me of Venom Let There Be Carnage because people had the same problem with Carnage's voice being super deep, but I actually liked it.
I like it. It
Yeah,
adds to that villain vibe, in my opinion.
exactly. Hell, same shit in the second live action Ninja Turtles movie where they brought Krang in, where Brad Garrett voiced him, and Brad's got that deeper voice instead of the high
Hmm.
pitched one that people are used to with Krang. So I liked Skeletor was definitely the most entertaining part of this movie. And listen, like most of the movie, I'm not necessarily sleeping or bored, but I'm definitely just like, the Skeletor on the screen. Okay, now I'm having fun here.
I'm always smiling when Skeletor's on screen. Not gonna lie.
Yeah.
There was. Sorry, go ahead. I've lost what I was gonna say anyway.
I was gonna say credit to him too for somehow getting this laugh right, even though it's not high pitched. Like somehow it's
Right.
like the oh, what's the word I'm looking for this? Like the pitch wasn't correct, but how the laugh is
Kind of like the
was. If
bravado
that
of it.
Yeah, if that makes sense.
Yeah, no, it does. Like, and the one thing I really like too is like his way of like when he's like, ha, 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 and then he's kind of like, ha, ha. uh, I'm done. It wasn't just kind of like a awkward, like it like it actually he transitioned from like the menacing like villain vibe to the oh I'm being a little awkward and I need to stop. Okay, it wasn't like though it was kind of campy. It also like it just worked. It worked so well with the way he voiced it.
Yeah, I agree. Oh, you know another shout out too as well. Kristen Wiig as Roboto, because I forgot she's actually quite entertaining in this as well. Ooh,
Yeah.
goodness gracious.
I love she has some fantastic lines. If I'm being
Yeah.
honest with you. Her line and I also love Kristen Wiig. So, I wanted more of Roboto to be honest with you.
Actually, now that I think
I
about it,
didn't
I'd
need
probably did
more,
too.
but I kind of wanted a little bit more, even a few more voice lines.
Yeah, she was in. She was quite entertaining in this film.
Like she wasn't even around when they crashed. She was in the ship and then like you see her walking away with them, but there was no dialogue with her.
Yeah, I even wondered like, where's she at? Where'd she
She's
go?
not a small character to just miss on screen.
So, aside from the standouts, I guess the rest of the cast do okay as well.
Yeah, like, Trapjaw was fine. Fisto and Ram Man, though once they finally
Oh,
accept their really bad names and little things of like you fist people, you have a head and you ram, and then I cannot tell you how bad that line that Fisto said to Ram Man of being like give him head, and he's just like bro that's too far. I'm gonna be
I
honest, I don't know what that says about me, but it sent me.
I know that got me too. Yeah, but you know me, I'm a filthy degenerate, so of course that would get me.
I mean, same. Real quick though, to answer chat, we are not able to tell you if this is better or worse than the 1987 version because we have never actually seen it.
Yeah, neither have
Um,
I.
but am willing to watch it for you all to let you know my opinion.
Also, a fun fact is there's a cameo in this film by Dolph Lundgren. Is that how you say his name? Lundgren, who did play He-Man in that
Yes.
film. And I called him and I was like, hey, wait a minute, that's fucking Dolph, actually.
Yeah. I saw that too and I was like, that's cute.
So while the cast do best they can, some aren't that great, some are good, and some are pretty damn good actually.
Yeah.
I will say the effects in this film are a bit of a hit or miss in places
So
actually.
there are areas where I can tell where okay, the budget wasn't put here. There are some areas where you can tell it is soundstage with green screen or really big green screen. But then there are areas where the CG looks really fucking good. Like the beginning of the
Mhm.
movie looks amazing. Um Certain parts of the chase scene looked pretty good. Though I was constantly sitting there watching, I'm like, why does this just feel like S- Star Wars with them like being chased by all the planes and the ships and such? But
Oh,
then
that's-
there's like then I feel like the action sequences they really saved the CG budget for Skeletor and the action sequences because when we get into the action, it looks really good. Like when we're getting the slow-mo hits on Skeletor at the end, those were fantastic. I can't hate on the CG
Oh,
there.
oh man, them punches those was some he was giving them the work there.
The one where he actually like looked like he had eyebrows and was in pain. Like, it was so good. I don't know, I'm talking myself into this movie again.
It's fair, and you know what?
No,
Like
Dreaded, you
the action.
froze! Oh,
What
now
I
you
did?
unfroze. Yeah, you froze for,
Oh,
like, 3 seconds, that was weird.
oh, where? Anyway, yeah, action in this movie is solid. This movie has some solid action sequences. Do not get me wrong. I would say that beatdown on Skeletor,
That was my
that
favorite.
fight in Snake Mountain was pretty
Yeah.
lit too.
Those were
Like
definitely the,
there,
like, 2, like, really good ones.
and I would say this is the beginning invasion of Skeletor into the kingdoms
Yeah.
as well
No,
too.
that one was good, that was good too, that was good too. Because that was setting the tone. So
Yeah.
one thing with He-Man, I did learn too that a lot of iterations, they hit all of his like um like the names and stuff was like used to be toys.
Mm-hmm.
So like this is one of the big differences is that he goes to Earth and everything, and actually remembers his past and where he's from. So that is
Well,
not how it
excellent.
usually is.
True. Nice little knot there. Uh, I feel like I had something, but I'm not sure what it was gonna be.
Well, here, can I say this? Why is this is there's so many tropes and so many like visual similarities to different things. But this literally for what I know of He-Man, this felt like He-Man or Masters of the Universe mixed with a little bit of Star Wars, mixed with a lot of bit of like Thor Ragnarok.
That has been thrown around a lot.
And I'm not gonna. And I literally said it to Dan. I was like, this kind of reminds me like of Thor with like Guardians of the Galaxy with like Star Wars, and
You know,
then He-Man themes and elements.
considering that I think Thor Ragnarok's overrated, maybe that's why I don't love this movie.
I am also not the biggest fan of Ragnarok,
Yep.
mainly because they made it too funny during the should be the worst time of his life. But
Exactly. See, this is exactly what I'd be saying. Oh man. But for what it's worth, I don't hate the movie or nothing like that. I just don't love it.
I
It's
think there could have been more depth. There's areas
yeah.
like when we get I know they gloss over it for simplicity's sake, which is don't hate that we don't know how did he get adopted or was he just in like the foster care system? What happened with that, right?
Mm,
To then this whole like setup of part of me is like we don't I would like to have seen him working for even if it was through a few cutscenes of him working through his grief because he had a beautiful, amazing home, and he's lost everybody and is in a completely foreign world. So I
eh,
feel like there could have been more depth from that. Because even when they first finally get with Tila, she's like, "Oh, it's been really bad since you've been gone." Part of me want to be like, "Bitch, he's had it really bad." Like you're not the only one suffering. Like this kid literally was jumped it
he's
across the entire universe.
been away
Like,
from home for 15 years.
yeah. Everybody
Shit.
thinking he's crazy. Like, I don't know. Anyway, there
Yeah.
could have been more depth for sure, in my opinion, than just humor.
Yeah.
There was a little more.
Yeah.
It was more humor forward, which I mean checks out for like a cartoon from the '80s. But I think there could have been more other stuff because I feel like there was notes of it where it was gonna go there or like they wanted to go there and then it just didn't happen.
Yeah. Like how we never got that scene with Tila and her daddy. Duncan. Like,
Just a
where
quick
was that?
hug.
Come on now.
I
Come
got
on
this,
now.
baby girl. We're
Like,
good.
come on now. Get speech. Come on. Character growth.
Just have a
Rekindle.
one-on-one. Just have a heart-to-heart. Dear God.
Like, Tila, I fully get why you're frustrated and upset with your daddy, but still, like, just come on, like, whatever. Missed opportunity there.
Yeah. Well,
Also, I'm still
anything
not
else?
sure why, for some reason, I thought this was the same director who made Dungeons and Dragons Honor Among Thieves. Maybe because they both kind of remind me of the same deal, a property that I'm not super into, but I have some knowledge of. And I looked at the trailer like, looks like fun. And I ain't gonna lie, I had more fun with Dungeons and Dragons than I did this one, actually.
Hmm.
Sorry, I got one nose, I think.
That is fair. I love the Dungeons and Dragons movie, so.
I was thinking about it so much, like, I want to watch it tonight if I can. Trash bag.
Blowing nose on stream, G's.
What do you want from me? Right, when I'm talking so much, I feel nasally, and I don't like it. It's preventing me from talking correctly.
So, any other thoughts and beats you want to talk about?
Not really, actually. Oh, I will say, I wish they did more with the tiger.
Me too. He was
It's a
so
shame I like tigers.
cute.
He's a good tiger. Beautiful giant tiger.
Yeah.
But other than that,
Also,
never mind.
how did he survive and not get captured by like Skeletor?
I thought he was. He was in that jail cell with everybody else.
No, like who got him out from like when the during the fall? Because he was like, in my opinion, like just
Oh.
like in his chambers, like in Adam's like bedroom.
And we'll see it in the
Questions I don't really need answered, but I did wonder.
But other than that, nah, I ain't got much else to talk about this movie.
Well, do we want to rate it?
Yeah, let's do it.
I'll let you go first.
I'm giving this movie a 6. It's fine. I don't love it. I don't hate it. It exists.
Okay. I am like a 7.5. I had a better time with it than you did. Um, but there's areas that could be better, especially some characters that could be stronger, and like relationships that should have probably evolved a little bit more, like a father and daughter, for example. But it's kind of hard to do that when your daughter is just bland and
Yeah,
emotionless.
lame.
Yeah. But, overall, I had a really great time with this. It was a lot of fun. It's an interesting take on He-Man. And you know what? The kids in the theater were like hyped up afterwards. You could see them running around trying to beat their own little He-Man, and that I think was really cute and like is a nice like type of payoff you could give the film. So
You know what? Good for those kids. I'm happy those kids got had a fun
yeah,
time with it.
yeah.
All right, yeah.
Like guys, if you have seen the film, please drop your comments in chat or in the YouTube comments. We want to know what you thought. But thank you for joining us. Make sure you like the YouTube video. We appreciate you all for being with us tonight. But yeah, with that, dreaded you
It's time
guys.
for.
I'm not going to be around next week. Do you want to tell them when you guys will be live and what you're reviewing?
Yep. So next week we're gonna do something a little different. We got to go live on a Tuesday, and we are
Tuesday.
watching Furious. Is that what it's called? I think it's called Furious. Look, it's
I'm
a.
not a part of it.
I know you're not. Look. It's like the Raid. It's like one of those like it's an action
Mhm.
film with action stars that and stuff like that. It's like a Raid-esque film Luke's really into those, and I have fun with those as well. So we're gonna watch that and review that. So yeah, be on the lookout for
The
that and
Furious
catch
specifically.
what's it called, The Furious.
Yeah. So it
Oh, that's what it's
is
called.
directed by Tanagachi and Tanagagachi. There we go. And yeah, it releases on June 12th, so releases this weekend. It's distributed by
Oh,
Lionsgate.
oh, nice. Yeah, we'll be catching that. Starring, I'm not gonna try that one, but it does have Joe Talisman. Shut up! You know what? I'm
Ji
going away.
Ji Meow is how you say that.
Yeah, I don't even try half the time. I
That
know I'm gonna
one
fuck
I
it
do
up.
know.
Good. Thank God.
Most of the Asian names I can get, surprisingly.
Well, shit. Now, before
Anyway,
we go,
Tuesday, guys.
before-
You can catch
Tuesday.
it. You can catch them Tuesday.
However, before we go, we're gonna do a little segment called Dreaded's Mini Reviews. All right, you guys. So, if you guys know, Scary Movie 6 released about a few days ago, back on June 5th, 5 days ago. It is the first time that Scary Movie has had any association with the Wayans Bros ever since the Wayans family had a fallout with another family of horrible people, actually. So it's kind of a big deal. We haven't had a film since what was the last one? 2013, and now we're back with the Wayans Bro, and they promise that every line will be crossed. We've got the OG cast coming back and everything, along with newcomers. So how did the film hold up? Yeah, it's funny. It really is. But it isn't
Nice.
as good as I would say the first two Wayans Bro films. Now I'm not gonna lie, y'all. It is kind of weird to say this about a parody film, that you shouldn't take that seriously. But I can't help but notice that the problem with Scary Movie 6 is its lack of structure. The film lacks structure. And what I mean by that, it feels like it's a little too. Goodness gracious, see what. Yeah, why does that happen? I hate that. It might.
Bro can't solo review.
Shut up, woman.
I'm pleasing you.
What I mean by the fact that it lacks structure is that the film feels very random at times. Now I get it. These kind of movies were always random with whatever movie they were going to parody. However, I give exception to Scary Movie 1 and 2 because the films they parodied, I mean, they were all over the place, but for the most part, they blended well together. For example, Scary Movie 1 is a parody majority of Scream 1 and I Know What You Did Last Summer. And the way they merged the two actually makes sense in this narrative, even if it's a parody film with a whole lot of gags, whole lot of random stuff, but it still, has its structure. Scary Movie 2 was a combination of a few haunted house movies from Hollow Man, Haunting, even little aspects of 13 Ghosts. What they combined made sense. Now, this film combines a few things that don't make sense, even sometimes if it's funny. For example, one of my favorite moments in the trailer when it was first dropped was the Sinners reference. However, watching the movie itself doesn't make sense why there is a Sinners reference in this moment. Now, it's not the only Sinners moment they do, and for one, that's actually one of the funniest scenes of the film. But again, it's very random. But for the most part, though, the movie is genuinely funny. It has its offensive humor, so if you ain't a fan of, if you don't want to be offended, maybe you might want to skip this one. Okay, there are jokes about they them pronouns. There are jokes about ice, race. There's a little bit of gross out humor, not as much as some of the other films had done. Thank God, because I don't always love that actually. Very vulgar. Has some political jokes as well. And surprisingly, there's a K-pop Demon Hunters moment in the film. I did not see that coming at all. But it's also kind of sad to say that two of the best and the most recurring characters, Anna Faris and Regina Hall, who played Cindy Campbell and Brenda Meeks, aren't as funny in this movie. And that's actually kind of a shame. But it is actually nice to see that Marlon Wayans and Sean Wayans actually still manage to carry hilarity, especially Sean Wayans. I've always said that his character, Ray, was the funniest character of the Scary Movie Waynesboro films, actually. And he still manages to get the biggest laughs out of me in this one, too. But my goodness, too, another disappointing character who isn't as funny is Ghostface. Ghostface was also one of the funniest aspects of the very first film, and in this film, this is not the same actually.
Hmm.
And I will at least admit this is a me thing, but I don't love how meta the film was with some of its comedy. But the ending with how meta that is actually did get a laugh out of me, but still a little too Deadpool-y in some areas as well.
Okay, interesting.
Yeah. What was that? And there are returning characters also from Scary Movie 1 and 2 that honestly shouldn't even have to have came back, actually. They don't really do much, surprisingly. It's a bit of a letdown, and only one of them really had a moment that was really funny, for reals, if I'm being honest, though. And one of them, who I really wanted to have more involvement, did not, even though his exit from the film was funny, and it was a nice nod to the OG film. This movie does nostalgia bait you if you're a fan of the Scary Movie franchise as well. So, at the end of the day, Scary Movie 6, it's funny. If you liked the Waynesboro era of Scary Movie, you're gonna like this one.
Yeah.
If you don't mind the offensive humor or even some of the gross out stuff and just some of the what the hell were you guys talking about humor, you're gonna like it. If you're sensitive, skip it. If these ain't your type of movies, skip it. But this movie was made for those who grew up on those first two, and
So,
it doesn't disappoint.
where does it rank for you if you're like ranking the scary movies?
All right, we got six of them. In sixth place, Scary Movie 5. No Wayne's Bros, no Anna Faris, no Regina Hall. Not even funny, except for Mac Miller and Snoop Dogg. In what the hell? Shut up. In fifth place, um, maybe because it's still new and I've only seen it once, I might put it this one actually.
Okay.
But that could change. Actually, no. I'll take it back. Let me take that back. Actually, Scary Movie 3. Scary Movie 3 is funny, but I think it is not as funny as some of the other ones because I just remember that some of the moments in this film that made me laugh. Then I'm gonna say 6. So fourth place will be 6, and third place I'm going to say 2. I bet this is a hot take actually if you're a fan of the Scary Movie films. But I do think that one is really freaking hilarious. Scary Movie 4, despite not being a Waynesboro film, is actually really fucking funny. Like, actually really funny, if you ask me. And number 1 is obviously 1. I will still get some of the greatest laughs out of Scary Movie 1. Sometimes I just gotta stay away from it for a little while, and I'll remember some of the most either iconic
it's almost
lines
like
or
if you stay away from it, you kind of like get nostalgia baited a bit.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
Like some moments in that first film are iconic to comedy films in general, and some are so low key that they actually stand out more than the iconic stuff. But Scary Movie 6, it's funny. I enjoyed it. I'm going to give Scary Movie 6 probably a solid 7.5.
Nice, nice. All right, everybody. Well, this was our movie review of Masters of the Universe and Dreaded's solo mini review of none other than Scary Movie or Scary Movie 6. So, Yeah. With that being said, thank you so much for joining us, guys. We appreciate you. And let us know your thoughts and opinions of both films, Masters of the Universe and Scary Movie. We want to hear them. Let us know in the chat and in the comments. But for now, we are going to call it here. Dreaded will be live next week with Luke on Tuesday at 8 p.m. Eastern Time, and there will be reviewing the action film The Furious. But for now, we're going to love you. We're going to leave you, and we're going to head on out of here. So, guys, you can find us across our social medias if you want to know what we're reviewing. You're gonna find us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, X, whatever you prefer calling it, Blue Sky, Threads, LinkedIn, the list goes on. So please follow our socials. We greatly appreciate it. But for now, have a fantastic night. Don't forget to go support your local movie theaters. And next time, don't forget that popcorn.
If you forget the popcorn, I'm selling Skeletor to your house.
Oh, some people might like that though.
Yeah, that's a good point. If you forget the popcorn, I'm gonna send Ghostface to your house.
Or Tila. She's really boring.
I'm gonna put you on a date with Tila.
I'm sorry, guys. Don't forget
Yeah,
the
like
popcorn.
that.
All right, y'all. Have a great night.
Latest.